Whoa.
All right. So 5 years into the downtime, right? Now, this is not me saying that you guys can't do anything prior to this event, but I'm saying this event would be happening 5 years into your downtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each and every fucking one of you would be receiving a letter of an invite declaring that you guys are all invited to the War Council in the Elven Courts, right? To figure this out. This invite would also be extended to people such as Tess, the Frost Giants, and anyone else that you guys have invited to this, including Chuck, for example. Chuck would also be involved in this.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. Upon arrival, right? So this, a lot of things in the Elven Court tend to be very extravagant and everything. This is not that. This is a very mundane, low down kind of day, which those kind of days are not as common. But climbing up through the trees, weaving through into the large open council room, very similar, very reminiscent to the round table room that you guys have back at Star Mantle, except much more extravagant, in which you guys are before a table that is split 5 ways, right? In varying colors, representative of the 5 different Elven courts, right? Standing before you all would be the people that you would expect to see at this current time, including, Blythe, pretty fucking obvious one, Gwyneel Solstem. Lacking there, actually, to note, Dacrin Daft, aka Daemons' father, would not be here for this, which is kind of surprising. Though, upon going up, Chuck, aka Charles now, unless he's actually has a proper name, is going to be there. So would Gwendolyn Quant of the Court of the Quantum Spire, leading the Court of Starlit Wisdom. You would be having, did I not fucking put her name? Starkey Moonshay would be leading that side of things. From the Court of Prismatic View, you would be having, why am I fucking, Prisman Arkan would be there. Leading the Court of Bloodstorm Ties, aka the ones that actually have the proper, armies of the Elven Courts. Elo Turan, pretty substantial man. And then leading the Court of the Golden Tongues would be Messifica Morris. If anyone needs to see images of them or brief descriptions, they are in Lauren notes right up there. Right. To mention other people that are also here, right? Creed, if you would to have gone out to grab the giants prior, they would be here, in which, they'd be sort of crouching down in one of the corners. Hey Rek would be here amongst the people here, which is quite interesting, to say the least. Ruithim would be here.
Huh.
Oh.
You guys haven't seen him in a hot minute.
Been a little bit.
Yeah.
Been a minute.
So, yeah, he showed up today, which is very fucking interesting. And I believe that's... Is there anyone else that I am missing that should be here? I'm forgetting.
Do we have any
I believe
religious
that's...
things?
I mean, like your mother,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think.
I guess
that's
Tess would be
everyone.
here because, blacksmith for the
Yeah.
army.
I did mention tests
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. due to cold iron shit.
Yeah.
In which I'm with what you guys are going to be mining out. There would be enough, you guys could probably be able to make enough cold iron to at least kit out a couple of fleets. We're 5 years in, so out of everything that you guys would be able to get, that's about a fifth of the materials. So 20%, if you guys want to do the math on that, how much materials you guys would be able to get out. from that, which I do think would be enough to get at least a bit into the Cold Iron Fund. But yeah. Walking in, each of you guys actually has a proper seat here. Nameplate and all. You guys are here amongst the court.
Did
Hey, for a dumb question, which name did they put on mine?
Maren.
Okay, good. Okay.
They know you as Maren.
Alright.
You denied the offer to return to your old name.
follow-up question. Was there a seat for Damon's dad actually here?
There was. As well as there was a seat for Damon's. But he hasn't really recovered.
Good.
Yeah, their seats actually would have been next to each other. Good, fucking good. Jesus Christ.
God
cold,
damn.
cold.
Who just said good?
Jericho.
God
There,
damn.
please.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Look, man, I am still salty over that, okay?
Characters
fair
are different
enough.
than the players.
In which your guys' seats would be on the side of the Court of Starlit Wisdom, as that is the court that Starmantle has joined in upon. And there would be a lot of other high-ranking elves here, in which we'll go nameless and faceless for a time, just because, making 20 extra NPCs honestly probably isn't the best thing for my mental health. But just keep in mind there are other officials here from other elven cities around. So you guys are not the only ones on this council. There are definitely other groups that are here, from
Is it
cities
only
all around.
Elven people, or are there like people from like, I don't know, Baldur's Gate or like?
There
Baldur's-
does not seem to be too many humans in this room. There are a couple, right? And when I say a couple, I mean two. There is not more than two. This seems to be a primarily elven thing going on here.
Interesting.
This is the force is happening here. But starting off, right? As everyone arrives here, right? Keep in mind this room is surrounded in guards. Okay. Of whom we seem to be wielding. If anyone wants to, you guys can make Arcana checks or religion checks as to what they are wielding for weapons.
Save on my character sheet.
There's particularly 10 people wielding these weapons here.
24.
Anyone wanting to make Arcana or religion can make it.
I made a religion. I got a 24.
Exclamation mark. Alright. D20 plus
I got a 25.
28.
That one. 16. That one.
Now one.
Dang.
For a total of 16.
I believe that's.
Nat
Alright.
20
Oh
with
my
the
God.
21.
Alright.
21.
Alright, so for everyone that isn't Maren,
Dumbass.
for everyone that isn't
Man,
Maren,
Maren having a dumbass moment.
honestly, it kind of makes sense that Maren doesn't know what these are. All of these people are wielding Holy Avengers, aka the legendary swords that are known to be wielded by paladins.
Wait. Don't we have a legendary sword?
There are 10 of these in this room, amongst these guards.
Jeez.
These look like probably some of the highest kitted out people you have fucking seen. Equal to the likes of Blythe and yourselves. Right, so. Pretty fucking scary.
How many Elven Courts are there?
There are 5 elven courts, in which there does seem to be 2 from each.
Okay, that's yeah. Okay, that's
Okay,
what my question
that
was.
checks out. That checks out.
Yeah, these seem to be the appointed guards of each of the ones. For those of you that interacted with Prisman Arkin, these seem to be his appointed guards that you guys would have seen when he led you guys to his vault. Yeah. So. Yeah. But as everyone takes their seat, the guards shut the doors, lock them, and like even put like the wood in the door. Except instead of wood, it is adamantine. As these doors also seem to be made of adamantine. Like this is some fucking hard shit. They're not letting anything come in. As well as for those of you with a passive investigation score of 18 or higher, thing to note, the doors are lined, and I mean absolutely lined in glyphs of warding.
Interesting.
Ah, fine.
So this is some hard shit going on here. They are not letting anything spy on them. So
Let the meeting commence.
fuck, I'm choking on a french fry.
All of the
DM
consonants.
dies mid-session.
So,
Please don't.
Wouldn't be the first time.
as everyone takes their seats, right? By the way, Moonwish, if they were coming, there is an actual pillow set out for Moonwish,
Moonwish
as
should
well as the
definitely be
elk.
there.
If
Moonwish
you guys brought the elk,
We did.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
there's proper seating for them as well as a couple other animals in this room.
That's adorable.
Elves like to awaken their pets, is what it is.
Yeah.
But as everyone takes their seats, Eloturon, the guy that runs the fucking army of the Elven Courts, would stand. He runs the Court of the Bloodstorm Tides, as you guys know. It's a grim day. We all come to speak. Been dealing with issues on Thay for years now. It's weakened many of our forces, brought down many civilizations. It's not good, to be the least. We're not always ones that have to play hero, but in this case scenario, it seems that we do. For most, these are pretty much a non-threat. As we see, there are a lack of support from our human compadres. Or compatriots. Sorry, wrong word.
I was very confused.
Whenever you switch the
There has
long
been a lack of help from our human compatriots. As most of them do live on the Sword Coast, after all. They are lived relatively untouched by this. Thankfully, we have the likes of, and he'd gesture over to Rutham, some that wish to help. If you wish, any of you that aren't already aware, there's a group of quite well-trained knights in order off the coast of the Sword Coast on an island called Rutham, in which shares the name of this man here, called the Soldiers of New Gold. Due to relations that they have, they wish to help in this, which is a good thing. Whilst we may have some of the most highly trained people that any civilization could bring, shadows as a concept really aren't things that we can exactly send only few at. The only way to exactly deal with large hordes of shadows is to distribute their attention. One person caught alone amongst a group of even 4 or more of these things is surely a dead man. These foul undead, to say the least, have ravaged this world for well over 2 decades. And today, we figure out how we're going to deal with them. If we are to take my recommendation, as we do know, Thay are groups of necromancers, so possibly dealing with the necromancer threat should be able to disable these shadows, or at least stop them from being created. So, my proposition, whilst we do have plans for an actual proper warfare to deal with the large hordes of shadows around Thay, I wanted a group on the inside, dealing with the necromancers head on. Now, I'm not exactly asking you all to, sword and board, rush in, stab a necromancer in the chest with a greatsword. I'm asking possibly to keep it discreet. We have people who are competent in nature magics. We have people who are competent in ways of invisibility. I do not expect that all these ways will work on every wizard of Thay. They do have ways of detecting magic after all. So, if I am to be decided that this idea is not smart, please tell me so. But if we are to go for an inside group, whilst we do deal with the warfare on the outside, which we will discuss formations and tactics later, I will need volunteers and I will need people with that. My men are well trained, but I would like a little bit more than what my highly trained men can provide. So, if you will wish, we can open up this discussion. As Hello, sit down. Anyone doing anything yet?
Oh boy.
If not, okay. If not, anyone's doing anything in the next 5 seconds,
I,
someone will get up. But this is time.
Maren, where are you relative to me? Are you like close by, or are you somewhere else?
You guys are all sitting side by side.
Oh, okay, cool.
In order, right? Of left to right on this, right? We have Stark Moonshay, Gweneil Soulstem, Zoraman, Creed, Maren, Kumari, Jericho, what would have been Daemon's and what would have been Daemon's dad.
Let me see if I can turn on my camera.
In which actually taking place in those seats, Tess and Charles sit.
Just gonna kind of look over there. Do you think I could sneak into Thay? Well, not sneak, but get the trust of Thay, as they are worshippers of Peshaba more out of fear, but someone who can do what I do, maybe convince them to let me in?
It's not impossible, but it's not likely. It's a probability they've heard of us by now, and likely know of our goals, to say the least.
Zoman kind of raise a hand and kind of just say to the overall table, do you have any suggestions on who you would like on this mission at all? From any particular group?
You're specifically asking Elo?
Yeah.
As for this, I'm asking for volunteers. As for the Grand War itself, I'm hopefully seeing everyone here joins in at some point. We are going to deal with multiple thousands of threats here. So, making sure that we have a well-established war plan is quite preferential. We cannot just merely have people charge into the center of Thay without people dealing with the grounds outside. If we have people just go in on their own and say they're caught, we now have thousands and thousands and thousands of shadows all coming forth towards Thay itself, only bolstering their defenses. So, asking for anyone in particular. He'll look over towards the leader of the Golden Tongues. I do know Miss Ithaca, and the squadron would like to join with me. So, Miss Ithaca would, nod their head. As the table grows silent, Zorman, your mother would stand up. And sort of like fist on the table, almost, These threats have been have been at our walls for too long. We have quite a few highly trained clerics of our own. Possibly on the outside, we could use them to sweep out a lot of the shadows, providing much better distractions for your inside force. We have people that can cast spells such as Spirit Guardians, Guardian of Faith, and other spells that deal that holy damage that can do with the undead. As well as we all know, clerics are inclined on dealing with them themselves. So Elo sort of nods. As Winia would sit back down. Anyone else making comments?
Alright, so
Open period.
I think all of us out here know who they're wanting for that squad.
Putting all of us in would be a good idea.
I mean, because Zorman does actually have a position pretty high in the military. They can't just run in to do other stuff.
Yeah, a lot of us can't.
I am not necessarily asking for you guys to do this. While it
It's
is
gonna be
not,
more of like
I mean,
it's definitely gonna be more of like a couple of us if we end up doing it.
Is Marens standing up at this point, or just curious?
Not yet, although depending on the result of this, I might.
Hey, Brick. So by now, did I get my promotion in the military?
yes.
So I have my little squad, right?
Yeah.
Of the saloon Bashaba worshippers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, I guess I can't invite them, but could take them with me theoretically.
yeah, your squad.
It seems that of the people here, it is like the highest trained people,
Yeah.
currently. The only reason Charles is here is just because he's been that much of a fucking help in the dealing with of, shadows.
I feel like he'd have over like thousands of kills at this point.
Yeah.
Charles, also known as the only person besides Zorman here that has probably killed an equal amount of shadows. Zorman.
Charles has probably the highest kill count of any individual person in Faerun, if I'm being frank.
It's really dark because shadows were once people.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's an exponential growth thing.
If would we like to go to?
Up.
Would this like to lead into individual tactics now, or would we like to lead next into resources and such?
If you wish, you can bring up anything you wish. As he would nod his head down.
Well, I think probably next we should discuss the resources of this matter. Of course, as we all know, cold iron would probably be the best to equip our troops, even though it's not the easiest to make and requires a lot of iron. I've recently started up a small smaller business to start getting that, and I've been gradually making a stockpile as I've been going along preparing for this. The exact
I'm
number.
assuming Tess would nod along to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been able to continuously make more cold iron for this. Because our shields aren't going to mean much, especially if they can just end up phasing through them.
This would kind of like point to the giants that have cold iron on their weapons and armor.
The lady waves to the group. I do have packs of wolves if we need. Train them for years. She speaks this out in common.
Ooh.
Ooh, learned common.
Nice.
If we could train our riders to use those wolves, it could be more effective than using war horses.
Hello. Nods. And asks over, how many of the wolves do you have? I'd respond to, in the 60s, currently about 62 of them. Ella would nod. Good work for your squadrons, if you need.
We never figured out the dragon thing.
Fuck, I also forgot that the other council members from Star Mantle would also be here. Shit.
Yeah, we figured.
Yeah, we figured they
I
were there.
forgot about them.
We figured they were in the generic
So many
20
NPCs, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't need to
so many
describe
many
every one of
NPCs,
them.
right?
Yeah.
So many. Yeah.
Hey, Brick, would I have my 6 winter wolves by now?
It's been 5 years in, so did you
Yes.
off of the payment? In which case, yes.
Cool. Just
Any-
curious.
Anyone else have any notable resources they would like to bring to the table?
Oh, well, I don't know if this is... Oh, sorry.
It's good.
First
Yeah,
to say
There would be miscellaneous. Oh, fucking shit.
every time I
Every fucking time.
It goes quiet, and then I say something, and someone says it at the exact same time, and it's like, fuck.
Hey, who's going?
I was gonna say there would be some miscellaneous comments from other close by civilizations mentioning, you know, having certain members with high arcane magics, certain members of high orders of other religions, including Helm and other places other than Saloon.
Helm?
Yeah.
Is Cole here? I feel like it'd be reasonable to assume he is, right?
Who?
Cole.
That civilization is not really touched by shadows as much.
Ah. Okay. Hey, Brick, question.
What?
Would it be common knowledge that Creed worships Bashaba now? That, like, it's kind of a thing that is allowed?
If you're not wrapping up your shit anymore.
Yeah, no. I am not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would have been
just,
a couple side glances about it, but
I think Creed would kind of stand up and just, more so on the first topic of the team, more so infiltrating and getting inside Thay. Just, Thay is known for worshipping the goddess of misfortune, as I and my small squad back in Star Mantle also do, as well as Saloon. But I think someone with my reputation and connection to Bashaba may be able to gain entry without too much trouble.
And if there is trouble,
Well, there's always ways to escape.
it's not exactly a plan.
I have 1,000 plans of escape.
Though,
But-
you and your Star Mounter group have those sending stones with teleport, yes?
Yes.
So I guess that would be a good out, though costly and would alert them to possible other infiltrations if it were to go south.
Go get your
I-
country mother.
I mean,
What if-
any of these could go south.
I could approach alone much beforehand. And with this cloak, I can sneak just about anything in. I could even sneak in people and perhaps make a teleportation circle somewhere where they can't find it.
Not a bad
Take them
idea.
out from the inside, you suggest?
Yes. Doesn't even
Which
have
we
to be
would-
me.
We would be playing high ground advantage, to be fair, in that case scenario.
We could maybe use some mold earth or something to create a even secret area there, and then be able to surprise them from the inside while we are in the midst of our battle. That could definitely leave us at an advantage.
If this is
I-
something we wish to do, I do hold the capability of both creating the circle as well as the hideout.
Wait, what did Marens say? I didn't really hear.
He has the
It's
ability to
offer
do the
make
thing.
circles.
I have the methods to make both the actual circle itself as well as, the hideout for it.
Could you just kind of nod to Marens?
In that case, if we could manage to get an infiltration,
I'm back.
whether that be via Creed's connection, or other means, that would genuinely be actually quite a bit of a good way of going about it. I do believe we have enough people that know the teleport spell. As he looks over towards Wendelin, she would nod, subtly, but enough to be known. As Ella would say, I'm actually not opposed to this plan, though. One of the big concerns would be if what other foul things I actually have in that mountain. So we would need quite a bit of reconnaissance from you, Reed, if you're going to be offering to do such a thing.
Oh, well, I have just the spell for that. Spirits can tell me almost any of my surroundings.
That is perfect.
Especially the more powerful beings in the area. Because Communist Nature actually says very powerful, it points out powerful undead and fae and fiends and a bunch of other stuff. So it would literally just tell me where they are. And
And,
very good reconnaissance, as long as also good connections with local animals, even something as small as like rats or bugs. Friends are everywhere. We would just kind of
I'm
look at Blitz and
intrigued
just
by
pat
this
him.
idea. I'm intrigued by this idea. So he looks over at his men, and some of them are nodding, because they do seem to be rangers themselves. As he looks out, well then,
What about Blitzen, who literally looks like a ghost?
in that case, if we're trying to go for a full-on tilt infiltration plan, do we wish to have people on the outside, possibly naval forces, rolling up, in order to, in case that plan goes south, provide extra forces of armies rolling in?
I
Be a bad idea.
I do think that would be quite a good idea, and if I were to elect someone to kind of lead those naval forces, I would suggest my friend Maren over him. He is not only one of the smartest people I know with how he can actually make all those ships go together in such a constrained area, but also is quite the talented captain from what I have seen.
Wayron, who's sitting just a couple seats away from you, just kind of looks over at you like, really, man?
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Really, man?
Yeah.
Maren just looks like a little genuinely like unexpected at all of that.
Oh yeah, I'm minorly undercutting how our military technically works, but I don't care.
Is Zorban actually saying that?
No, I'm not saying that last part. That was
Okay,
unnecessary.
okay,
Hey, bro.
okay.
Did Tess
Yeah.
do something?
What?
Just kind of raise her hand and just wait to be acknowledged.
Elo also sort of surprised by the recommendation of Maren, but also not really. Would like nod towards Tess to go ahead.
I'm not sure what kind of boats you're familiar with, but a very common boat and really method of transportation. I know a very thin design of a boat that can go through rivers and as well as the ocean, and can even be transported across the land much easier. If that would be any kind of help
Talk
in
about
this war.
canoes, like Viking canoes.
Yep,
Okay.
that's what they're built for. They're built for the ocean and rivers, and they can go across land too.
I am decently knowledgeable on the subject, and that's not a bad idea. Would allow for traversal to be much simpler.
Thumbs up to
Yeah.
Marens.
There would be a bit of murmurs between a lot of the other groups here. So Wayron would sort of stand up, you know.
Mm.
I would also like to offer, you know, I do have quite a bit of ships on my own here, and I would prefer that not go unacknowledged. I have been running the Starmantle Naval Forces for well over the past, couple hundred years. I acknowledge your ship-wielding prowess, Maren, but I would also like to acknowledge the fact that I've been actually running a naval force for this amount of time.
Open
So-
seethe, boat boy.
Cope and sieve. Cope
I
and
purposely
sieve.
trying to off.
dude, Wayron just got so side-slashed in that, like, completely undermined.
Oh, Zorman. It's because Zorman plainly
anyone
doesn't
else
know that person and does not know how good they are as a military tactician. And they went, man could probably do a better job.
As he will also offer up, and if we are looking for an infiltration mission, Wayring takes off a ring that he's wearing, places it on the table.
Ooh.
Quick identification. What is that?
That's the ring.
The ring to rule them all?
The ring.
Oh, jeez. Wait,
Jericho.
what?
Oh wait, that ring? That ring.
Jericho,
The
just gonna
one that
point.
has
The dragon ring.
for anyone that has a basic knowledge on Starmantle lore, which is literally all of you guys, that motherfucker has a fucking amethyst great worm in it.
I don't know if that would be the best idea.
Wow.
It is not me exactly stating, we just release it willy-nilly. but I've learned quite a few of its psionic prowesses already, so if we needed to pull out, we could.
Pull out what? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Just
If
throw
say
something at Jericho.
forces are too strong for us, and we still need to deal substantial damage, pull this card, teleport out, and recoup. As he would put the ring back on.
That's
Hello. Kind of concerned at that notion.
That
Jesus
point, we're just weakening one problem and exchanging for adding another.
Zella would say, well, I don't discount the fact that our militaries could probably take it down again. I would save that for an emergency, if so. That is probably not going to be our exact plan 1. Probably would be put out to plan C or D, if anything. Wayrine nods and, agreeance. Kind of like for you guys with your high-ass passive insight,
I have 30.
he definitely seems a little bit offended at Zorman's notion, and is kind of almost staring daggers over at Gwyneil.
Cope in seed.
Hey.
What rank is that person, by the way?
He's the head of the Silver Kites.
And
The head. He runs the Arcane College. He's the one that banished that fucking dragon into a ring. He has ran Star Mantis military for well over 200 years.
Zorman really
Angel,
could say
Angel.
Cope in seed.
Let me explain this. If Blythe is just the cooler version of Creed, this is just the cooler version of Maren, essentially.
Yeah, honestly. Okay, it's like saying, oh hey, we have a fucking ancient black dragon we need to go deal with. Hey Creed, go for it. When Blythe is standing right there, someone who has killed multiple black dragons, and even one of the most famous one of all of them.
Bold of you to assume that there is a cooler version of Maren. Like, that's hard to pull off.
He's definitely not cooler, but
He's more achieved.
Okay.
he's
Okay,
more
can we-
achieved and has maybe a lot more of a sense of pride.
Can we acknowledge the fact that they both went after dragons, and both stopped very powerful dragons, and they both
Yep.
like boats. They're both
Yep.
boat boys.
And they're both wizards.
Yep.
Though, and Wayrin is actually part artificer.
Maren,
Just a little bit.
why are you copying him?
Wayrin is just a bit of artificer with his blade singer. So
Wait,
so,
he's a blade singer too? Hold on. Wait.
Yeah. He's a
Cope and C.
he's blade singer 17, battlesmith artificer 3. He is literally just Maren but higher level.
God damn, Maren.
And
You
I
gotta
do it
get
better
your
anyway.
daddy or something.
So he has studied a lot psionics, which could be interesting to deal with. But as for continuation's sake,
To be fair, Maren also has a Star of Saloon.
Can I
Yeah.
help the whole group? Just more Star Mantle group, our group.
what's up? You want to huddle?
No, more just kind of You guys remember the shadows that could fly? Do we have any kind of aerial force to take care of those so we don't get taken out from the sky? Maybe Drake Warden Rangers?
We archers. But that's...
As you guys say this, right? Despite the fact that this isn't a whisper, Prisman Arkan stance.
Ah, fuck.
I have a solution for you, Mom.
Wait, is that's the guy that? Oh,
Yeah. Yep.
he's just gonna turn like, and he's gonna look very excited.
Now,
Sorry, white.
it's not an offer that most would consider, but I myself, amongst others, are highly achieved sorcerers and wizards, of which can know spells that can bring down civilizations. What is stopping us from, say, all casting 30 meteor swarms at once, for example? Is Elo just kind of sitting in his seat as the ranger he is?
All these people, sugar daddy
He would
material.
kind of raise one hand as he like stands up again. Well,
Yes.
Thay isn't entirely just evil necromancers. There's many actual people that have been abducted by Thay, being turned into shadows, presumably, or even many souls that have been locked away for liches to use.
In that case, then the souls and bodies have already been used, yes?
Not necessarily. Many slaves also.
As Elo kind of like sits back up in his seat and just like just staring over at him. He just as Elo just sort of snaps, as Prisman just gets it, he sits back down. It'd be preferable to not risk civilians. Hence why I was also saying no to the idea with the dragon.
He would kind of like pull down, just like collar a bit, and then just sit back down.
Yeah, Prisman, kind of a loose gun. Really, really just like, why don't we just cast a bunch of meteor swarms? The easy option.
It was a fair question.
It was, but like it's
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 fair.
the question of why don't we just nuke them?
Yup.
But we don't have to deal with nuclear fallout afterwards. Just the main downside.
I'm saying that's the equivalent here.
Yeah.
Hello would also just straighten himself up to continue on the point. The Wizards of Thay are also well versed in their counter spells. I would not imagine that they couldn't just stop that from happening themselves. They definitely have more wizards than we do. That puts us at a disadvantage in this case scenario with that. So in a butte of arcane magic, we are on the lower end. But in a butte of other magics, we do have the upper hand. In which I do enjoy your idea, Winneil, of clerics with spells that would allow for both secure of themselves, but able to clear out large hordes of the shadows with little threats. One of the issues that I do know is that there have been reports of more specifically shadows that seem to have built up some tolerance to light and radiance amongst the group defending Thay. So, just purging them in holy light may be a bit more difficult, as they seem to have been concocting specific ones that have a bit more tolerance to it. Sadly, it's not like we can bring back the sun. At least not directly. You're saying that?
Very like, very quietly, but he definitely said it loud enough for everyone to hear.
I don't know exactly how we'd go about that, Creed.
Just kind of point at Maren.
I think that's a bit above his pay
Awesome.
grade.
quite work like that. I could theoretically bring about New Dawn, but that would not achieve the goals that have set ahead of us.
I was more implying make a spell, but I guess that makes sense.
I guess this also leads us into the more ground forces side of this and what our current strategies are to fight the shadows in a frontal assault here.
If we are going for an inward assault, we may need quite a bit on the inside, which would weaken our forces on the outside.
Hmm.
So, in this case scenario, all wishing to assist with the outside troops, raise your hand. Blythe would be the first to raise his hand.
Tess would kind of look up Blythe like, right?
Zorman raises their hand.
There would be a couple other groups amongst people that would raise their hands, including, fun fact for you guys, you know the Moonstone Dragon that's been kind of lazy the entire campaign?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It raises its hand! Oh shit!
Yeah,
Oh, it's so
as well as the leader of the Circle of Stars.
Oh,
That's gonna be useful.
Yeah. Alright then. So then I assume that the rest of you all are wishing to go on the inside? Unless you're
nod.
assisting in the naval force, in which actually I'll do a recount then. The previous one was for land troops, but if you're specifically going for naval side of things, you can raise your hand, in which, you know, Wayreen is up.
Maren, raise your fucking hand.
Alright, quick opinion for everybody. Do you guys want me on the inside or on this? Because I see you guys' point because he who funny fish, but I honestly don't know what I would do with a naval troop.
Well, because I see you. Because the main thing I see with you is also the ability to better angle the ships and also be able to give more precise calculations and such to where and how to aim their cannons precisely.
Having Maren on
Feel
the
as though
inside
that
would be
could very
Also,
much be
because I
done
have a
by the
very
actual
high
commander as well,
suspicion
though.
that the ships are gonna get flanked and they're gonna need some extra backup.
It'd be nice to have Maren on the inside though, because with Commune with Nature, like Craig can definitely get all the information, but it'd be a lot better to have
Harder to
Maren
execute.
convey.
Along with the naval force, Ruithim would raise a hand.
Oh,
Ooh.
And actually would stand. Now, as many of my troops tend to be ground-based, I will be having some platoons out there. I've been studying into some artifacts of sorts. Ancient ones by what seems to be a race of mind flayers.
Oh,
They seem to be well versed in graviturgy magic, specific.
CHE.
I could try to outfit certain cannons of our naval forces with such forces, allowing for much bolstered cannon shots and much more disruptive force of our naval. As Ella would nod, you know, like, yeah, fuck yeah, just do it.
looks
Hey,
at
Brick,
Maren.
question.
Mhm.
Did we cure CAG?
You guys never specified.
I
You
did
guys wanted
ask.
to before this.
I
We
did.
have plenty
We
of
kept-
time for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, we do also have the way to do it.
Requires the hero's feast, I believe it was.
Yeah.
We
In
could have
which
done
case,
that. Or,
if you,
We could literally
in
done
which
that
case, if you guys
anytime.
were going to be doing that,
Yeah.
obviously, you know, sack the material component cost of it, you know,
It's not that
but-
bad. It's fine.
Yeah.
in which you'll
Based
have that
on-
permanently. So you'll have that material component cost permanently. So that'll be fine. But if so, yeah, CAG's good. In which trying to name him, or are you just keeping him as his designation?
I don't know. I would probably ask him at one point if he wanted a name.
Calgul.
What?
Calgul. Calgul.
Calgul.
Yeah, can I bring him out of the demi-plane?
You should probably warn people beforehand. He's like literally a weapon.
Yeah, just kind of, no, not
He's
gonna warn people. Not gonna
literally
warn
a
people.
weapon.
Not gonna warn people. Just gonna kind of pull him out.
For fuck's sake.
So immediately, 4 guards misty step towards Creed, the guy, and you each have 2 swords to the necks.
Kurt's just smiling, just. Hello.
Creed,
Oh,
you have
This
to
is
tell
CAG just kind of talking
in which Creed,
with him.
2 wisdom saves, please. Actually,
Yeah?
4 from both of them.
4.
Yeah,
I'm
because
guessing this is hold person.
you're all no, not hold person.
Oh, okay.
It's against being charmed though, so
Oh,
for you to have your advantage.
They're allowed.
In which I would also I need to make CAG make those saves too.
Does it 23
Oh
succeed?
no, they're hot.
4 separate saves.
The 20, 23, 27.
If you roll anything below a 16,
That's a
you are
nat
charmed.
20. I got a 17 as the lowest. Wait, no,
Damn,
that's
okay.
22. Never mind. A 22. No, a 21 was the lowest.
Yeah, 21 was the lowest.
Wait, did I roll that right? No,
Is-
you know.
Yeah, in which his wisdom is shit. Okay, cool. Wow, his wisdom is garbage. Yeah, he fails all of them. Wow. So upon these, teleports in, right? CAG has whatever a tentacle smile can be. He looks really happy. Creed, you could tell that whatever just happened was meant to pacify you.
Yeah. It's kind of smiling at all the guards.
as-
Just no need for alarm. This is CAG, and just gonna kind of point Rutham out, like
You have to
Get
warn
Rutham's
people
attention.
this first, Creed.
with him
For the love of
jaw on the
God.
floor, right? If it wasn't for the fact that he's trying to hide the fact that he's a robot, he would have actually just had his jaw like unhinged and drop. Like
Rutham. This is CAG, a friend of mine.
you have one of them.
Yes, it's quite nice. He very much appreciates food.
So CG just kind of nods,
Yeah.
as the charm effect wears off.
Gonna.
Rutham, unprofessionally, like out of his seat, and is just examining all of the parts on this and shit. For reference, CAG's claws are currently disengaged.
Mm.
So that you know how Wolverine's claws go back in, his
Yeah.
do.
Oh,
You've never seen them disengage.
oh,
Yeah.
Did you not notice? Okay.
Yeah, so Rutham's fucking going buck wild here. As hello, just kind of says, order, please. As Rutham's like, oh, right. As he scoots on over back to his seat, and the guards, take out their swords from, your guys' throats. Step a little back. Hello, Taylor. Why are you in my room? Unannounced, with no knocking. What? Say it quickly. I have no care about John Seed from Far Cry 5. Cool, you just got kidnapped. Cool. Have fun. Go kill him. Have fun. Okay, go kill him. Have fun. I don't care about your Far Cry 5. I'm doing stuff. Get your foot out of the door, dude. Oh. I'm going to shut this door in your face if you don't go. Leave. Okay. Sorry about that.
All good?
It's alright.
So back to
Yeah.
a guy nerding out about robots.
just
Yeah. Rutham scooted back to his seat. Ella asked for order. Is that
Tell
one of them
Reason
with
about the
you
time
then?
mark.
Yes.
Hmm?
Is that one of them with you?
Yes.
So Ella would ask her. Do you know of any further technologies of your kind could aid in this war? As CAG would say. I myself was a grunt. I didn't know any of anything further. Primarch would though. This group knows where he is. Primarch could be able to get in contact with others to benefit in technological prowess. Though at this point, seems that we've been abandoned. So, whatever else we have amongst our other sites is probably locked off. Though, whatever you intend on using our technology for is fine. I will help out in your whatever's going on here. If it means I get to walk away alive. So, as Elo looks at Creed. Insight being, he's kind of asking, what the fuck are you intending with him?
No. Thought Rutham might be interested in having a conversation with him and the Primarch.
That can be discussed amongst your groups then?
I'm just gonna kind of look back. Do you want to go back in the cloak?
CG would decline.
Okay.
He's actually more interested in what's going on out here now. Didn't really tell him what the fuck was happening.
I did not.
Uh-huh.
Just
Now
lives
there's
in
a
my jacket. It's
fucking
wonderful.
mind flare here, in which the couple of drow that are here
Oh,
shitting themselves right now.
Yeah.
Could I grab my sending stone out of my pocket real quick?
Yeah.
And just kind of sending to him. We're in the middle of a war council to kill a bunch, to go to Thay to kill all the people who are making the shadows. We're discussing what the plan is. You're in the Elven courts currently.
CG would answer back psionically. Okay.
That's,
Good to know.
those guards are probably some of the most powerful people in the world.
Understood.
Proceeds to just slide sending stone back in pocket.
Jericho, did you raise your hand at any of the previous, hand raise questions? Or Zorman? Or not, sorry, Jericho or Kumari?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't listening half the time because I'm just fucking tired of shit.
I am also a little tired, but I've been trying to pay attention. Did they? If they would have wanted a hand raise, have they called for a hand raise for the people that are going to be going on the inside job?
It was
They-
inside, outside, they're
They-
about to do inside.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they never
Yeah.
called for it.
They did
Okay, cool.
outside,
Maybe
and then they
case-
did on the boats.
In
Inside,
which,
I will raise my hand.
in which case, Ella would then ask him. Then for our final squad, who'd all be willing for the inside fleet? Which,
Kumar,
hands would raise.
Creed would raise his hand.
Kumar.
I'll pop mine up.
You pop your hand up? Yeah, you popping your hand up, fucking Wayrin kind of looks at that, and just kind of he smiles.
I shoot a quick sending to him. Just trust me, I'm not sure what that was about either.
He's still a better. I'm sorry. Maren is still a better captain for the fleet than him.
Telepathically black. Telepathically black. Yes,
No.
No.
telepathically
He's a
back.
giraffe.
Paradise was playing.
You know,
No.
just a shot back. I no discredit to you. I don't see you as a naval force commander.
Probably something about this. I'm just gonna like, you know, run a hand along one of my arms, just kind of noting the fact of seal.
Ah, this is
Oh, oh, oh.
God's armored racist.
No,
God
he
damn.
owns a ship. The
I mean,
And here's the thing, right? That is actual racism because that is amongst the same race. Wow, that's not wow.
What you saying about skin tone, Azorman?
nothing. I've seen you command a
Fucking
ship, and
fish
I know
people.
you command a ship for.
Got something against
Long
fish?
time.
Zorn's
No,
actually
I
the same
told you
colors, man.
commander.
I love how as
For
soon
the
as
Navy,
racism
called
came
you
up, everyone
Marens.
erupted.
Basically, just calling them more intelligent.
Racism, everyone, yes.
Elves are. They just are, and that's funny.
Man,
Norman
look,
isn't though.
That's what you may think now, young lad.
I mean, technically, mechanically speaking, Jericho doesn't really know how to swim, so
Creed would
mechanically speaking, they do not have a swim speed.
I can become
I'm
half, essentially. Just gain the ability to breathe.
Oh my god, I just heard what you said, Tara.
We don't say shit like that, man. Say shit
What?
Sorry,
like that.
Brick, who is we? Who is...
What do you
Hey,
mean? I'm just giving Creed ammo to kill Jericho. No, I'm kidding.
To quote a certain someone in this call, I shall not name who, I can't be racist, I'm dating a Mexican. Anywho,
Shut the fuck up, Maddie. Shut the fuck up already.
I love you, I'm sorry.
That was like a year ago, dude.
Your views have
Ah,
changed.
dang! I thought it was Brick.
I haven't dated a Mexican person
Yeah,
in
sure, buddy.
5
Sure,
Got
years.
the idea.
Or
I
not
bet
5
you
years.
got
God,
the
that
idea.
I'm way overselling
Oh,
it.
nice.
It's like 3.5.
You deny,
Angel.
Maddie.
Like 3.5.
Nice
Good
cover story,
cat.
Brick.
10
Nice
out of
cover
10
story.
cat.
Yeah, we believe you.
We totally believe you.
3.5.
10 out of 10 cat, Angel.
Oh, I'm not the only one who's been staring at the cat for the past like hour.
Everyone
This
has. I
camera
think.
hasn't been working for me, so I haven't been able to.
I've just been staring at the cat and it moved very recently, so I got excited.
Yeah, I've been staring at the cat too.
Where's my other?
Man, I love that a war council's happening and y'all fucking watching a cat. This is
Hell
fucking
yeah.
great. I feel so respected
Cat,
as a
dude.
DM.
How can we not?
Creed has a question.
Yeah, go ahead, ask.
Just, I do have one issue with infiltrating Thay.
Being.
I guess I know who's here. And most of the people don't really. Is Creed like well known in the Elven Courts specifically?
Not as well known as Starmantle,
Okay.
but like enough to where, you know, people probably know your name based on the mask.
Yeah. Okay. So, I guess knowing that fact wouldn't really
Because
affect
like
them.
most of the people here are all people that showed up to you guys being anointed as fucking heroes.
Just, I recently had a child, and my wife said she would prefer I not die before, I actually got to finish raising my child. And a very common thing is necromancers capturing souls, so I'm just curious if there's any way to prevent such a thing, as I do have a clone as a backup if anything were to go wrong.
I kind of looked at you. I didn't take you for the pie wizarding type.
I am not. I don't have such spells. I mostly remembrances and the help from my wife.
That does make sense. Which case then, We will be having multiple paladins on the inside. If you wish, I would recommend staying near them. Divine auras helping out with being protected in that case scenario.
I'm a sneaky. Infiltration is my middle name.
We got my boy Jericho infiltration, something or other.
I think Jericho could actually get into Thay
I'm
relatively easy.
literally a rogue.
Because isn't Shar another god that Thay worships?
I am not sure.
I don't know.
Jericho's also a drow, which would be immediately a red flag as the Lolth thing.
Yeah,
To the people of Thay,
forgot about that. Cat! Look at it! Look at it go! Continue, Britt.
I would say,
Yes, continue by
in that case, then we have 3 distinct teams on the inside and 2 on the outside. In which case, we're having our forces split. We must have proper commanders through that. I believe that most have already volunteered for the places that they wish to be, which is good. As for what we will be doing, I will be closing this council for the current. We can properly discuss tactics, formations, everything else in private. I do believe that once the time comes, we can have our second meeting come, let's say, 1 month from now. We regroup, we reconvene, we have our forces kitted and ready, so by the time that we are all ready for this, we can. As for you, Creed, during this next month, if you wish, you could try to find your way into Thay.
Come
If
on.
you, and whatever team that you wish, can, I don't think you won't tell us. So, however that message is traveled, I trust that you will make sure that it is clear. As for everyone else, ready yourselves. Steel your troops. Ensure that everyone is ready for the fight of the last century, if not more. That's where this meeting will be left off. Proper formation, tactics, and stuff doesn't actually have to be like a meeting thing, but definitely will be discussed amongst your groups, in which I will be writing down which places and what. If you guys want, you guys can write out which ones you guys are going to be joining in. I'll just, say naval, army, or infiltrate in the chat for me. That'd be appreciated. For which characters what. That includes you, Creed, with Tess. And yeah.
This is gonna be mostly on the outside of this.
Oh, Tess is gonna be in this?
Yeah, Tess is here.
I mean, I
Tess
could
is
use
gonna be
Tess.
probably getting a group together, making armor for the military and upgrading their stuff.
Oh, so
Also, just a small thing, Brick. Tess is gonna be making like small necklaces just with like a very small amount of cold iron for pretty much any actual like of the people on the ground to wear, or really as many people as she can, just to prevent people coming back as shadows, or if they do, it'd be very painful for the shadow. Pretty much just in case someone dies, they don't come back as a shadow. I wonder if you could ask them for more iron.
We have a lot of iron, but even still, a few of them did say they had iron and such.
I just remember that Jericho can't swim because, like, the first session, Creed had to carry Jericho on his back in order to get across the ocean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just imagine Creed doggy paddling with Jericho on his back. I don't know why.
Oh no, that's exactly what happened.
And then Creed immediately, they got to the ship, and Creed was just like, alright, yeet the child.
Pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, no, that's literally exactly what happened.
Yeah. And so that's how I know Jericho can't swim. And then in the arena, Jericho almost drowned in a frozen river, so.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Maddie, did you actually write down the giants as your allies?
Yes.
What name did I give them?
Uh, Hilt urine, I think?
How
Yeah,
is it spelled?
Kilt urine siblings. I'll put it there, hold on.
Do they wear kilts?
No, they will yours.
Kind of.
Because they would have kilt in their name, so.
I know, I was kind of
Yep.
disappointed.
Man, they're not Scottish. Imagine Shrek giants.
Hey, Brick,
Yep.
remember the other deal that Creed had with the Frost Giants?
Yeah. Maddie, did you? What was Tess doing? Tess was infiltrating.
No, Tess is staying completely out of this, making armor and
Oh, okay.
weapons for the military.
An army of giant Shrek giants just going, what are you doing in my swamp?
Why?
Get out of my swamp.
How would that be helpful?
They pound the shadow into dust. With their big booty cheeks.
Okay, yeah, there it is. I was waiting for the rest of that sentence.
Okay.
You're just waiting for me to say something sus.